A Chinese man died after a 3-day online gaming session with little sleep or food. He lost consciousness at a Beijing internet cafe and was rushed to a clinic but could not be revived. Gaming addiction is a national epidemic in China, with over 110 million teenagers immersed in online games. Families are torn apart, academic dreams abandoned, and lives lost. The problem is so severe that quitting internet addiction is a multi-billion-dollar industry. The big question I want to answer today is, can these Chinese teenagers ever escape the fate of eternal misery? Imagine you're a Chinese teenager addicted to gaming. You play for 10 hours a day, your grades are plummeting. Or worse, you've stopped going to school entirely. You hide in an internet cafe, lying to your parents about attending school. Eventually, they find out. Night after night, they lose sleep, consumed by worry and anger. One day, they catch you and drag you home from the internet cafe. They beat you, hoping the pain would shock you into quitting. It doesn't work. You sneak back to the games. They tie you up. They send you to a hospital, then to a therapist. They starve you, cutting off all money so you can't afford the cafe. None of it works. You keep going back, even if it means stealing or robbing to play. Nothing can stop you. One day, your parents tie you up and inject you with anesthetic. You pass out. When you wake up, you're lying on a cold bed in the middle of nowhere. You realize you are in an internet addiction treatment center, surrounded by other gaming addicts just like you. A tough military man storms in, yelling, "Stand straight and look to the right." His voice is so intimidating, and you obey. You're told you don't have access to internet anymore. You are in a prison. And the worst part? You find out your parents spent their hard-earned money to send you here. For months and months, you repeat the routine. Wake up at 6 a.m., eat dog food in the morning, do physical exercises, eat dog food at noon, do more physical exercises. Listen to your intimidating staff give an incoherent inspirational speech about strengthening your willpower. Eat dog food in the evening. Listen to more useless speeches from a so-called addiction quitting specialist, and then go to sleep in complete darkness. This repeats over and over and over, every day for months, until one day your dad comes to pick you up because your treatment session has successfully ended. For the first time, you see your intimidating staff smiling, congratulating you, and telling you that you're ready to return to reality and live like a normal kid. And a beautiful YouTube documentary ends here. But do you want to know what happens next? Let me tell you more. You're back home with your parents. For the first 3 days, you stay clean. Try to be the good kid. But on the fourth day, reality hits. Life is all about math, physics, and chemistry homework. There's nothing exciting to live for. You think, maybe I should play games for just 2 hours to celebrate staying clean for so long. Just 2 hours. And then I will get back to work. So you go back to the internet cafe, convinced you're not addicted anymore. After all, you've survived the concentration camp. You're a beast now. But instead of playing for 2 hours, you played for 10. You come home, and you know what's coming. You know your parents will be in the deepest agony humanly possible. The demon has revived. Your mother is in tears, trembling. Son, for the love of God, please stop. God help us. And it's only a matter of time before your parents knock you out and send you back to the Internet Addiction Treatment Center. The cycle repeats until you die. Yeah, the cycle repeats until you die. You are done and finished. Your mother is done and finished. Your father is done and finished. Your family is done and finished. All of you are sucked into a black hole, forever done and finished. That is the fate of a Chinese teenage gaming addict. That is the fate of tens of millions of Chinese teenage gaming addicts. My friends, that is the end of the story. But you might ask, how do you know that's their fate? Good question. Let me prove it to you. Every human has an inner child that craves pleasure. Food, sugar, sex, attention, approval, and dopamine. When we suppress and demonize our most primal desires completely, we get hysterical retaliation in the form of mass indulgence. Ignore your dog for a week and refuse to take it on walks, and you'll find poop everywhere in your house. When our inner child is neglected, retaliation is inevitable. Chinese parents, without understanding the root of the problem, blindly believe that a military style camp can strengthen their children's willpower to resist the temptation of gaming. But here's the reality: their children's lives are like a desert, and the internet cafe is the dirty swamp in the middle of it. Drinking from the swamp is disgusting, but it's the only water source they have. The parents are saying, "Hey, son, use your willpower to resist water." But do you know any human who can resist water and food through sheer willpower? If you like the compelling story and the razor sharp insights you've heard so far, please hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel for more unconventional and ruthless videos like this one. Your life isn't where you want it to be because your methods aren't sharp enough. I'm here to help you sharpen them. If you've followed my channel for a while, the solution should be obvious by now. Pleasure management. Fill your life with consistent pleasure sources so you can satisfy your inner child. Sign up for a few group fitness classes. Listen to your favorite soundtracks everywhere you go. Soak yourself in a nice jacuzzi after work. Jog with a running club. Go for a fishing escape on the weekend. Turn your life into a vibrant forest, and your urge for binge gaming will vanish. The concept of pleasure management is the backbone for quitting most addictions. I've relied on it to make a U turn in my life and to escape the inescapable. Check out my video, Escape Life's Biggest Trap, for a deeper understanding. But pleasure management isn't what I want to focus on today. I want you to think about the Chinese parents. These parents want to save their kids so desperately that they pour their hard earned money into sending them to treatment camps over and over again, expecting a different result. Despite their insane effort, goodwill, and sacrifice, life punishes them in the most extreme and heartless way. What if they ask themselves, why is gaming addiction such a massive problem here in China, but not as much in Western countries? And if they brainstormed hard enough, maybe they'd come to this realization. Maybe it's because Western kids party, play sports, volunteer, hang out with friends, instead of doing homework for 10 hours a day, so they don't feel the same urge to sink into internet gaming. I admit, coming up with an out of the box question like that requires a lot of reflection and critical thinking. For an uninformed Chinese parent, it's a big stretch. But their story is more than just a tragedy. It's a reflection of the cycles many of us are trapped in. If your life feels stuck in a destructive cycle, doom scrolling on your phone, binge eating, avoiding approaching women at the gym out of fear of rejection, dating people who aren't honest or kind, ruminating about your past. Maybe you're doing what the Chinese mom is doing, sending her kid to prison over and over again and expecting a different result. Life has no mercy for hardworking fools. Life won't reward your effort just because it's sincere or well intentioned. Like the Chinese parents, if you go all in on a broken method, logic will punish you ruthlessly. If you're at rock bottom, Life won't let you climb to the top easily. You have to be sneakier, more cunning. Think, rethink, triple think your strategies. That's how you dodge life's ambushes and march forward. This is brought to you by Climb from Rock Bottom. See you in the next one.